Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Relive Business Success Training. We are Robert and Lauren Laird. We're here in Garden Grove, California on a pleasantly cloudy and cool Saturday morning in Southern California. And I think we'll start things off really quickly by sharing our story for those of you who haven't heard it. And we got involved with Relive about 9 years ago. It was after I saw my parents get some pretty phenomenal health results. And I saw their health results and saw a way that I could help people and get paid for it. I really saw that business opportunity. And so I jumped in for the business, and I jumped into the top profit level, and I didn't know exactly what I was getting into or what I was doing, but I did know I was excited, and with that excitement, I made $50 profit the first week before the products had even arrived. And I just got more excited, and we've continued to share this through the last 9 years. We share in the cracks of our lives, and we've gotten paid every month since then, mainly because we're making new friends, helping our friends be successful. We've made as much as made a little bit fuzzy, huh? Sorry. But we've made as much as $4,000 in a calendar month, and we've earned a couple of bonuses and a couple of trips, and we've just gotten to see a bigger picture of what the Relive business can do as time has gone by, and it's gotten more and more exciting. The products, honestly, were just a means to an end for me, and I started taking them so that I could have the integrity of my business, and really didn't expect any results. But as time went by, I realized I was sleeping better, and my immune system was stronger, and then Fit 3 came along, and I've lost a total of 26 pounds. So I absolutely love what the products have done for me.
And I'm Lauren. Robert and I were only dating when Relive came into his life. But I always believed in working for yourself and network marketing and being an entrepreneur. And so the thought of Relive just perked me up and got me excited. And so I started taking Relive when Robert got started and just noticed more energy, a stronger immune system, not dealing with muscle soreness at work, just feeling good on top of my game. And I absolutely love that. The Calogres Foundation has been near and dear to our hearts. We've gone to Haiti a few times just to see really what Relive's doing in these precious little lives. And so it's just been such an incredible journey, and we're excited to be leading training this morning.
And so I like to start every training with what everybody else is excited about, too. So I know there's lots of different things happening around the country. There's a Super Saturday happening up in Portland, and that's really exciting. But I'd love if you people would hop on and share what's exciting to you in your business or in the products or just something in general. And let's start this call off with a really positive note. So who would like to share first?
Robert, this is April.
Good morning, April.
Good morning. I am really excited about the Fit 3 program and how it reaches out to people who may otherwise not be seeking out, health benefits because we all know they need it, but they don't necessarily do. So last week I hosted a booth at our community health fair. Promoting Fit 3, and it was just really exciting to be able to, offer something that people are interested in, they want, and I've got some great leads that I'm following up on, and Fit 3 program was not something for me that, within a month I'm like, yes, I love it. It was something I kind of had a struggle kind of getting in the groove of at the beginning, but now that time has gone on, I've been on it since February, I'm down by 17 pounds and 17 inches, and I'm like, yay, I'm loving it. I feel good. I feel healthy, and it's just exciting that we can offer that to other people.
That's awesome, April. Congratulations on both the booth and also the weight loss. That's amazing.
Yeah,
thank you.
My jaw dropped when you said that. I was like, what the? That's amazing. From someone
yeah, it's been great.
Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
This is Luann. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Luann.
Good morning. Congratulations, April. That is awesome. Relive is fun, isn't it? Like Tom Pinnick says, if you're not having fun, you're done. And when there's fun in it, it just seems to move forward so much more. And I like the fact that it's a wellness company, and we're not just looking for sick people. Fit 3 is kind of making that transition of what we really are from where we've really gone, in a sense. But, you know, we've been doing some things a little bit different, trying to generate different interests maybe, you know. Our meetings were just meetings and classes and different things, and, you know, and they were good. But we tried to do something a little different this last week at my daughter's house, and she has a lot of friends, and so we kind of joined forces with another home-based business that was her friend that's actually a skincare line, which Relive doesn't have anymore. And so she invited people, and we invited people, and it turned out really good. My daughter got her first quick start on the Puerto Vallarta, and we did offer at that event a free registration if they bought the Fit Kit that night. And so I think that kind of was a good motivation for that quick start. And she did get customers from the other person inviting, which she would not have had because she didn't know those people. And then people that she did invite that couldn't come placed orders. And so she did really well. And, you know, it was so good to be able to see that growth for her business. And it's just exciting, you know, when you kind of think out of the box a little bit. And like April doing a booth, and, I mean, we've done booths before and different things. But, you know, just not doing the same thing in the same way, maybe kind of changing things up a little bit. So anyway, my mind's thinking, you know, yes, I love that Fit 3 program. I'm down, 13 pounds myself, and you know, my kids are saying, where do you get all that energy, Mom? Because I'm doing dance things with my grandkids at midnight, and some of them that don't take Relive, they're in bed. So, hey, that's good.
That's awesome, Lynn. Thank you for sharing, and yeah, I think innovation is the key to success so often. That's fun to see and hear things that are happening that are different, and we always like new ideas that are crazy a little bit as well, because thinking as we've gone through Starbucks and webinars and all sorts of things through different years. Who else has something they're excited about?
I can share something kind of fun that well, started out not fun. I witnessed a very minor fender bender on my way home from work the other night, and the guy was being a jerk, and the girl that got hit just seemed really overwhelmed. And anyway, I ended up giving my phone number to the girl just if she needed my witness, because it was small enough that they weren't really doing anything on the spot. But we were just texting back and forth, and, you know, she was thanking me for being there, and it ended up with me just saying, hey, I've got this business, you know, and it was a no, but I just said, hey, who do you know? She said, let me think about that. So the opportunity to talk to people and share Relive comes from all sorts of things. It doesn't have to necessarily be, you know, this in a box sort of a thing. So that was kind of fun and different, and we had a really good Tuesday night meeting with a couple new people and lots of good energy, and a new customer out of that, and possibly more from another. I don't know. Maybe Christina can give an update on that. But anyway, yeah, it's just been a fun and good week.
Sweet. And how about one more? Somebody else excited? I don't care what you're excited about. Just share your excitement. Anybody? Well, I'm excited. Next weekend we have Tom Pinnock coming to Northern California, so I'm going to drive up there with a couple of people, and it's going to be an incredible morning, I think, with Tom, and it always is, and I'm sure we'll come back fired up more than ever, and we'll share about what happens on the it wouldn't be the next business, maybe the next Monday night call after that or something like that. Anyway, let's get started with business success training, and that's really why we're all here, if I can get the clicker to work. There we go. And we're going to start off by going through the comp plan. And, it's really important to really own the comp plan. The reason you really want to own it is because the more comfortable you are with this comp plan, the more it's going to come alive to you and the more confident you're going to be when you share it with people. And one of the things that people are going to want to know when they look at Relive is, one, does the product work? Yes, or the products work. And two, does the business work? And yes, also there. But you want to be able to say confidently, yes, they work. Yes, the business works. And as you know this business and this comp plan more, your yes is going to sound that much more confident. Christina's really excited about the Fit for Life challenge. That counts. Thank you. And there's our last excitement thing of the day. That's going to be really fun too. But really, it's understanding the opportunity that we have and owning it in your heart, not just in your mind. And so Relive, we have low startup costs compared to expensive franchises. If you really want to see how true that is, go look up some franchises and see how much they are, because it's ouch. There's no risk, 100% buyback guarantee. That's a huge thing too. I remember it was 90% when we got in, and I was excited about that because the risk was $325, I believe, for my master affiliate order, and now that risk is gone. You get to work when you want, where you want. We're working from my office this morning in our house, but we could be at the beach, or we could be, I don't know, anywhere really. And that's just a really awesome opportunity in itself, is being able to go somewhere else. There's no boss, no employees, and part of the support team. With what I do with the Hour of Power right now, I have about 80 people that report to me, and I can tell you, having nobody report to me in Relive and just getting to go out and make a difference and just do things because you care for people is way more fun than holding people accountable and making sure they meet deadlines and making sure the budgets are all there and all those fun little details that aren't so fun. And so that's really, when you look at how this comp plan was put together and how this system was put together, it's really something to be thankful for, beyond just being excited about it. So with Relive, there's 5 different ways we can make money. We'll go through each of those. The first one is retail profit, whether you go to Starbucks, Target, Vons, you name it. The world works on retail profit, and that's one company selling their product to you. And with Relive, for selling our product, we can make anywhere from 10% to 40% profit. So that means that for every $100 that we retail, we can make a $10 profit up to a $40 profit. Now, I don't know about you, but it's the same amount of work for either of these sales or anywhere in between. If I could make $10 or $40 for the same amount of work, it makes sense to me to want to work at that $40 level so that I can get the most return on my efforts. And then, you hear stories in Relive all the time. So you start realizing very quickly that everyone's a potential customer, whether there's friends, neighbors, relatives, their friends and neighbors and relatives. The possibilities are endless. Next way we get paid is wholesale profit, and that's where you're starting to help other people distribute product as well. And as you guys work together, you both get to share a bit of that profit. And because you put yourself at that 40% level and they put themselves at a different level, you guys are just going to make the difference of whatever profit levels you're at, and so it becomes shared profit, basically. And so somebody comes in at that 10% distributor level, and you're going to help them succeed. Whatever it is they want to do, you're going to help them do that. So they make their first sale, and they're going to make a 10% profit, and you're going to make a 30% profit. Maybe they're at the quick start level, and they'll be at the 25% profit level. And because you're helping them succeed with whatever it is they want, you're going to make 15% when they make 25%, and then 35% at that 5. When they're at 35, you'll make the 5% level difference. The thing to notice here is, even though that 5% looks like it's smaller than the 30%, it's 5% of a much bigger pie. So you're actually making more money off of the 5% because more product is going out than you probably are on that 30%. And that really comes down to sponsoring increases volume, and volume increases profit. And then this is why Master Affiliate is so important. It's because it unlocks residual income. We do know that Relive products are for everyone. People consume Relive products month after month. So we have people that have been on the product since, 2008? And they continue to order the products monthly, and that's a fantastic thing. And then overrides, those are really exciting because they create unlimited residual income potential. And residual income is really where wealth is built. And I remember reading the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book when I was a kid, because my dad made me. And at the time, I was like, okay, yeah, that's nice, Dad. But now that I look back at it years later, I realize what a incredible opportunity residual income is. And we have residual bills, so why not have residual income? So this is where overrides come in, and this is how it works. It's calculated on business volume, and really it comes down to you as a master affiliate are going to find other people that want to be master affiliates. And there's no longer any wholesale or retail volume associated with that. And so we basically get a royalty check, and that will be off the group of these different master affiliates that you've sponsored. That'll be, so in this case, Susan's group is for customers or for wholesale distributors, their consumption, any of their customers' consumption, and then Susan and her family's consumption as well. And so for Susan's group, you're going to help Susan succeed, and you're going to get paid basically an 8% royalty check. And that's a really cool thing. Susan's going to know Jim. He could be in the United Kingdom for all we know. And Susan's going to help Jim. You're going to help Susan help Jim. You're going to get paid a 6% royalty check there. And then it goes down to 4%, 3%, and 2% as you go down those 5 levels. What I love about this, though, isn't just the fact that it goes 5 levels deep, but it can go as many wide as you can possibly imagine, and that's a really awesome opportunity as well. But I like to see how this works on paper. I like to see what it's going into my pocket at the end of the month and really see the paycheck that's involved with something like this. So let's just imagine, if everybody could imagine 3 people. In fact, I'm going to hold for just a second. Everybody type into the chat box 3 people that they would like to work with. I'll wait for just a second. Okay, well, you keep typing them into the chat box. I'm going to try to get us, our focus today is on connecting, so I thought maybe I could connect a little bit more and have everybody type their names in the chat box. But be thinking of 3 people that you'd like to work with. There we go. Gail says Krista, Jody, and Kim. So Krista, Jody, and Kim are now in those top 3 boxes. Thanks, everybody. And you help them succeed, and you help them basically share enough product that 2,000 points of volume are going out through their distributorships. And so maybe that's like 15 to 20 customers and distributors. Really cool. So those add up. You put them together at 6,000 points or $6,000 of volume that you're now going to get 8% off of. And that's an extra $480 that you are now earning per month. So in the chat box also, if you're making an extra $480 per month, what would you do with an extra $480 a month? And I know it takes a second to catch up with that. So as we move forward, put the paycheck number and then what you would do with that in the chat box, and I'll read some of these. So $480 dash whatever it is you do with $480, and that's really just where things are getting started. So those 3 people are going to do exactly what they did. Gail says she would pay off her debts with $480 a month. I think it's a great thing to do. Put it towards a credit card, put it towards everything else. And so those 3 people find 3 people. So there's now 9 at that next level, which adds up to $18,000 per month of volume at 6%, which is now an extra $1,000 a month. So if you have an extra $1,000 a month, what would you do with it? And then you see as it goes deeper and deeper that this number gets bigger. So now you have $2,000 a month just at that one level. So you're at probably almost $3,600, $3,700 per month at that level that you're now earning per month just for helping people and helping people help people. And you watch as this number just explodes and gets to a really big number of $18,300 per month. April says she'd put it towards college expenses for her son. These are game-changing results for people. These are great numbers, but they're life-changing numbers. And I think it's something that we need to look at this slide a whole lot more and focus on what could it do not only for our lives, but maybe it's people who are, sons who need to go to college or medical bills. There's lots of different things going on in life that we can make the world a better place with money. Imagine how much the Clogers Foundation would be changed if all 18 of us on this was making $18,300. That's incredible. The next way we get paid is cash bonuses and trips. We absolutely love the cash bonuses and trips. In fact, Lauren, why don't you hop on and share about your favorite trip?
sorry, my favorite trip. I don't have a favorite trip. How can I? They've all been amazing. We've had the sincere blessing to go to Cancun, Jamaica, and honestly Haiti too. Although that was something different. But they're all just amazing. It's amazing the bond that you make with the people that you travel with. And we all know Relive people, I mean, they just don't get any better than the people that are in Relive. And so making friends and just, I mean, these are the people I reach out to when I need stories or when I need help, when I need encouragement. They're just friendships that'll last a lifetime. And having all that happen amidst the most beautiful, place in the world that Relive chooses. And man, it's just amazing, and I'm just so thankful, and I can't wait for all the trips in the future.
That's right. And as we work towards the Puerto Vallarta trip, there's a chance for cash bonuses there. And there's also the Star Director bonus, which is definitely worth exploring and looking into. And that's how you can take those percentages and up them by 1%, 2%, and 3% on that last slide. And that's a really exciting thing as well. And then there's the ambassador program. I think just about everybody aspires to be in the ambassador program, but when you've reached a level of $4,000 in overrides for 2 consecutive months, you can be invited into that ambassador program. And with that comes more travel, more recognition, more cash bonuses, and really comes down to a chance to really help lead the company and represent the company around the world. And it really comes back to you're paid to help others. That's what we're all about in Relive. And so as we just kind of whiz through this comp plan really quickly, I encourage you to just grab hold of maybe a slide a day and just be thinking, how could that slide help somebody else today? How could it help the people I know that don't know about Relive yet? And really be, dig deep and be thinking, how could this comp plan be blessing others? Because that's really what this is all about, is as we share it with more other people, we really get to make a difference. So let's move on to the next part of training.
How do you succeed with Relive? The circles of success, we have already been through making a list and seeing who it is that we're talking to. And so today we are talking about, we'll actually get to that part. I don't know, Robert hands me the phone, and yet he's the one who puts the slides together. I guess I'll read what's on there. The Relive system, the business cycle, daily activity, corporate support, just feeding these new people into those activities and allowing them to see what we see, what there is to fall in love with when it comes to Relive and fuel your business with new people. I mean, there's really is nothing more exciting than new people and their excitement and helping them find success. So the key is to take action now. As simple as it sounds, sometimes it's really hard. I mean, there's distractions of life or procrastination or whatever. And no, I mean, take action now. I mean, just follow up, especially when you're talking to somebody new and they're excited to get going. Follow up with that excitement. I mean, just keep on them and follow them wherever they're going, and just help them. So identify. We did that before. Robert's giving me a look.
The first thing you want to do is build your list, and excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. Identify, and really comes down to making that list and deciding who you're going to connect with. And that's really the first step towards everything is who doesn't know about Relive. So start building a list of prospects, a list for products and also for business, and really write down why you thought of each person. It provides purpose for the first contact and the follow-up, but really it provides heart, and that's really what this is all about, is connecting with people at a heart level, because when we connect with the heart, that's really where we can help people. And then going back to what Lauren said of taking action today, who are the first 5 people you want to contact? And who are you going to do it today? Why wait till tomorrow is what you can do today? And remember that the things that you do today are going to influence the life that you lead tomorrow. And Relive, I believe it was Europe this week, put a really cool thing on their Instagram that said, I'm going to mess it up a little bit, but it basically is we live the life, or we work today and do the things that people don't want to do today so that we can live the life that people always wish they could live tomorrow, or something like that. But basically, as we work today and do the things that people don't want to do so that tomorrow we can live the life that everybody wished they could have. And that's really what Relive is about when you think about the different lifestyles that, like Mindy Jones being up in Norway as her second grandchild is born, and going on those incredible sailing boats and staying in the cabin on the water, just absolutely incredible. But those are all because of investments that she made over the last couple of decades. And it really started for her, just like everybody else, with identifying those people that she was going to help. So there's always new people to talk to, whether they're family, friends, work, church, social media. There are people everywhere. We are more connected today than ever in the history of mankind. So there should always be ways to add to your list every day. And then it comes down to connect. You want to review 20 prospects with Upline and ask yourself who's first. This is what it all comes down to, is a list is only as good as what you do with it. And so you want to take that list and put it into action. And your goal there is to set appointments, whether they're on the phone, whether they're meeting in Luann's daughter's house, wherever it is. You want to meet up with people and set appointments and share what we happen to know is the greatest company on the planet. So what do you say? You share your excitement, why you thought of them, and you use their why to show them that they care. You want to show them that you've put some thought into this and you've actually looked out for their best interests. And so here's where I'm going to get into Connect. We're going to go a little bit more into this because we've been asked to, and really it comes down to meeting people where they're at. And so as you're connecting with people, you want to use your own voice. I think one of the challenges of we hear and Relive all the time is, what do I say? Or how do I say it? And at the end of the day, you just need to share from your heart. And it's kind of hard because sometimes you want to be, maybe you want to be witty and strong like Tom Pinnock, or maybe you want to be smart and steady like Richard Vance. I'm trying to think of two adjectives for everybody. But everybody has their own voice. You can actually hear, like I can think of Quila Bueller, and I can think, what is Quila's voice? And I can totally hear how she shares Relive in my head. And then I can think of how, I mentioned Tom Pinnock already, but I can also think of Joyce Hilthouse and how she shares Relive with different people. And each person, Karen Ederer pops into my head too, has their own voice and their own approach how to share Relive. And I hear a little bit of background noise, so make sure you're muted, please. But everybody has their own voice, and really it's digging down and figuring out what's my Relive voice. Maybe it's just something as simple as, how are you today? Have you heard about Relive? And just get comfortable practicing what your approach and your voice is. Next thing is, make sure you share something of value to your audience. Don't beat around the bush. Just share what it is that you're excited about with Relive. If you have somebody in front of you that's struggling paying the rent month to month, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to be sharing to them about Lunar Checks. They need to know, hey, you know what? What if I had a way that could make you an extra $500 a month so you weren't so stressed about your rent? Would you want to hear about it? Of course they do. They're looking for answers, and we've got those answers. So share something that's going to really connect with who they are. And that goes to my next bullet point of relate to who you are talking to. Know your audience is really what I'm saying right there, is you want to be able to connect at the heart with where their heart is. You want to be able to help them achieve whatever it is, that dream that they are looking for. And so you really do want to know their why as you're sharing with them. And you can do that as you get to know them better. Make sure you're confident and that you're the expert. They're looking for us as Relive distributors to be that trusted advisor, or that trusted friend that's going to walk alongside them and help them succeed, whether it's through the business, whether it's through the products, whether it's through Fit 3, especially through Fit 3. Weight loss can be a scary thing. And they want to know that you're not going anywhere. They also want to know that you're always going to find the answers for them. And they want to know that you've got a plan for the future. When I'm looking at people that I'm going to follow, I'm much more apt to follow somebody that knows where they're going and is confident in where they're going, as opposed to somebody who's like, yeah, I kind of want to go over there, not sure how I'm going to get there. We'll see. It'll be okay. And that just doesn't inspire confidence. So as you're confident, it's going to help other people be confident. And, if you're not completely comfortable with this, there's an old adage of fake it till you make it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you lean on the confidence and the strength of those Relive distributors around you, and you learn it. And then ask questions. This probably should have been the first one. But really, as you're getting to know people and you're trying to connect with people, the best thing you can do is ask questions. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth, to make sure that you're using those twice as much as you are using your mouth, and really connect with people and let them know that you care. And that's really the best way that you can help develop that relationship, because we are in a relationship business. The more relational we can make this business, the more successful we're going to be. And so as you ask these questions and as you connect with people, you've got an opportunity to not only just change their lives and bless them, but really reach out and reach so many more people that they know as well. And that's really where you have to think about the bigger picture all the time as well. But that's a completely different training. But really, as you're connecting, be connecting at the heart level and be thinking, how can I most effectively connect at the heart level? And I don't remember who it was, but a distributor once said, look at the different levels of effectiveness with how you're connecting with people. And we actually do this with our Power TV show too, is if you're looking at social media, for example, and advertising, that's pretty much your outer level of effectiveness. It's reaching lots and lots of people, but the connection level just isn't that deep. And then maybe it goes to email, or maybe you're sending out flyers, you're writing notes. And that's another level of connection that's a little bit deeper, and there's a little bit more of a personal connection. So you've got a little bit stronger connection at that level than maybe you do just from something that they're randomly clicking on Facebook. And then you get closer, and maybe it's a text message or a phone call. And that's the point where you're starting to actually have a personal voice, and it's starting to build a stronger connection. And so that's going to be even stronger as you're pulling them in to really this relational partnership as we get deeper and deeper. And then, of course, as you get face-to-face contact, or you're in a group setting, that's the most effective level of communication, just because you can hear people's voices, you can see in their eyes what's lighting up the Christmas tree, what they're getting excited about, what they're not excited about, and then you can really I just think you can make the best connection when it's face-to-face. And that's why we have Super Saturdays and Tuesday nights and all of these kinds of things. So if you have any thoughts on connections, please put them in the chat box. And with that, we will move on to sharing the Relive story.
Hey, guys, I'm back. Sorry about the confusion. It shows you that anybody can do this business. I was like, why are we talking about Identify when we're on Connect? But anyway, share the story. Moving on. Your why, your belief, your heart. I mean, exactly what Robert was just saying. Share the whole Relive story, because you just don't know where people are, what's going to grab their attention. The Clovis Foundation, always share about the Clovis Foundation, just because, they need the support. And so any little bit helps towards their goal. And then there's so many tools available, opportunity books, slides, videos, so much online, almost overwhelming the amount of stuff. It's like, what do I choose? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I mean, there's so much great information out there. Relive.com/get-started and webinars. Introduce your upline or other Relive stories. Whatever it is, just get them going and moving in the right direction. Continuing on, just with more that's available, meetings and parties, and Luann, I love your party. You got me thinking as to things that we can do and people that we can partner with, because just the opportunity to get Relive in front of people that wouldn't see it otherwise is just brilliant. So way to go there. Magazines and blogs and tools online. You don't have to know it all. I think that's the biggest thing that I try to encourage new distributors, because they want to be the ones that are telling their friends this, that, and the other. And it's like, no, just connect. Just connect. Just introduce them to me. You don't have to know it all. Just be honest and use the system to educate and validate. Robert's pointing at something. I thought I connected with a new distributor pretty well. She talked about her mother, children, husband. When ordering, she said, I just joined a weight loss program, which opened up Fit 3. She never talked about what she wanted, and I failed to ask what she wanted. That's always a very good lesson there. Just listen, ask questions, make sure that they're happy with the decision that they make.
Yeah, and that happens. And it's funny. It's sometimes you think you're learning all this stuff about some people, and sometimes the most obvious question is the one that we miss, and that's okay. And it sounds like you were connecting, and sometimes that's more important than getting everything exactly right as we get started.
And then you're asking for a decision. Another thing that sometimes seems a little more difficult, because you're just sitting there kind of looking at each other after the presentation, and so you get to ask, so what did you think? Hey, how interested are you in the products on a scale of 1 to 10? What do you think about the business on a scale of 1 to 10? And just sit and listen. Let them think. Let the wheels turn. Let them process everything that they just heard, and allow them to share what it is that they want. Have everything ready, products and tools, super packs. I love the idea of, hey, if you get the Fit Kit tonight, or was it the super pack? I forgot. Then we'll pay for the registration. Brilliant. That's awesome. Have a recommended order ready, and for each option, customer, distributor, master, affiliate, and then just be ready to help them.
And I think the thing that's really important here is when you're asking for a decision, ask for the decision, don't answer for the decision. And I think one of the things that's really easy to fall into is that you ask for a decision and it's quiet and you feel a little bit awkward, because 2 seconds that actually happen feel like 20 seconds to you as the distributor. You're like, oh, they're not going to answer. Oh, I didn't tell them this, or oh, I didn't tell them that. And just recognize that, one, the silence is okay because they're thinking, and that's a good thing. And two, just because they're thinking doesn't mean we need to give them more information. If they ask for it, absolutely give them more. But I think so often we get so caught up in the moment, or just wanting to make sure everything's perfect, that we forget the best thing we can do is just sit back, relax, count to 20 or something, and let them answer, as opposed to giving them an answer. And not, sometimes I think we miss out on the greatest opportunities just because we're not patient enough to wait for them. And this is the part where patience is principal. Ken already hit this already, but really it is listen to what their needs are and what their wants are, and give them the answer that they're looking for, or the respond the way they're looking for it. So ask questions and listen, and really practice that listening thing. When their people are getting started with the business as well, really make sure that they understand the comp plan. I think that's one of the best things that we've been given recently is what's your time worth, that tool, because really it comes down to is if they see what I saw when I started with Relive, everybody be a master affiliate. Not everybody's going to see that, or not everybody's going to be able to grasp that, and that's okay. But you want to make sure you've given them the opportunity to recognize that they can get different returns on their levels of investment and their time based on where they're at. And it really comes down to asking questions and listening, and helping them see their potential and select the best option. And really that's what I think one of the most exciting things about Relive is we get to help people see the untapped potential that's been sitting there that really could become the next millionaire in the United States or whatever. That's a really exciting thing. And then always be asking, who do you know? That's what Lauren did with the car accident ladies. Oh, who do you know? You might not be interested, and that's an okay thing as well. And so then it comes down to registering and go. You want to help them set up for success. You want to help them know what it's going to take for them to get the results that they want, whether it's business, health, Fit3, you name it. And so if they're doing Fit3, I mean, we're going to get them in the Facebook group. We're going to get them in our local Facebook group. We're going to make sure they're on the right products. They know how to take them. They know how to take them in a way that they like them and when to take them. And then we're just going to connect with them as we move forward. And we're going to help them get the goal or reach the goal that they want to reach. I absolutely love, was it 103 pounds for Roger now? He said on Tuesday? Yeah. Because Roger's been one of those people that we have been incredibly consistent with for 5 years now. And he's been incredibly consistent in hitting that ping pong ball back for an analogy. And Fit3 really opened things up for him. And so he's lost a ridiculous amount of weight. And it really comes down to the consistency of every Tuesday. For years, we've had conversations. Maybe not every Tuesday, but at the start, it was every Tuesday. And then as we've been around longer, okay, Roger, what do you want to do? In fact, when he first showed up, he didn't even become a customer right away. I'm going to use his story. He showed up to a Tuesday night presentation. He's like, oh, that's kind of cool. He showed up the next week, didn't do anything. And then it was a couple weeks later where he decided he was going to try Simplicity. And he got on Simplicity and was starting to share it with people and take it and get good results. And then it took him probably 3 or 4 months of him being on the product before he decided to become a distributor. And then it took him a couple of years before he decided he was going to be a master affiliate. And we would regularly have conversations of, hey, Roger, so where is it you want to go with this? What do you want to do with this? If you could do anything, what would you do? And Roger really wants to live a life where he can freely experience what life has to offer, especially like he really enjoys the Disney theme parks, as you might see if you're following him on social media, and he's in Florida right now. But him, that's just something that excites him and really connects with him. And so we've worked to build that dream through the last, I think, 5 years with Roger. And it's really been fun to watch him light up. And it really comes down to the go part of the register and go, of connecting with him and following through with him all the time. And it comes down to this part, too, of helping them do what we're doing. New people do the exact same thing we do, just with more new people as well, because they've got a bigger influence circle that haven't heard about ReLive as they're getting started. So you want to help them identify, you want to help them connect, you want to help them share the story. And you want to do it right away. Why would you wait for tomorrow what you can do today? Because the longer you wait, the longer you're going to wait for your results as well. I mean, we wouldn't not take our ReLive products when we want to get results on them. The first step you do is you take the ReLive products, because then you can start getting results off them. So you want to do the same with your business. You want to make sure that new distributors are very comfortable with the basics of running a ReLive business, whether it's finding out how to order, whether it's finding out where to show the slides, or the videos. That's probably a better example. Tom Pinnock Jr. is doing an absolutely fantastic job with the new videos that he's putting out. They're all very short, they're quick, they're fun to watch. I think one of the greatest videos they've put out this year is probably Tom Sr. going to play with the goats and do a day at the farm. You could almost do a series on that. But he's really showing the fun of ReLive and the energy that's involved with ReLive. And that's just a fantastic tool to share and show people, like, hey, this is our Senior Vice President of Sales. Like, this is what he's doing. He's going and playing with goats. This is how relatable he is. And you can meet him next Saturday up in Pleasanton. I have 2 more spots in my truck.
More tools. I already briefly mentioned these, but just figure out what's best for you. What do you connect with? What are you able to share? Be comfortable sharing from any tool that ReLive has, because you don't know what your people are going to relate to. But just do something. I mean, that really is what it is all about, is just the momentum moving forward and following through. And the Relive system, there's always something going on. The daily activity, presentation, in-home meetings, upline, three-way calls, trainings, webinars, and then that corporate support. We just need to get this slide updated from Mat School to BLTs. Robert tried last night. International conference, which are now the Relive Lives. Yes, that's what it's called. There's just always something going on, something to look forward to, something to keep you moving your business forward, to help you motivate, and just inserting new people to every little thing that comes along.
And I know we have Tom Pinnock coming to California next week, but does anybody else have special events coming up? You can put them in the chat box, so you can hop on here. Where on the website do we find these new videos? I actually go to Facebook on Relive, or I go to YouTube most of the time. But there's a section in, I think, Business Tools that has the videos as well. You bet. You're welcome. Any other special events going on around the country? Anything going up in Utah? Okay, well, you can hop on and tell me. Oh, here we go. I think I hear somebody. Nope. Okay. Well, we will keep moving forward, but really it comes down to engaging your team. You want to develop a library of stories, and really these are your connection points. Because the more stories you have, the more connection points you can make. And I like to think, we're in the business of network marketing, and each of these stories and each of these connections are a strand or a string that helps make up that net. And the more strings and strands, whatever you want to call them, that you have in your net, the stronger of a network marketing business you're going to have. And so really think of each connection you're making as part of building that net of your network marketing business. And that's just something I think that's kind of a fun analogy in your brain as you're building forward, and a kind of a goal. You could really, if you wanted to go all the way with it, you could get a big whiteboard and make different lines on it and build your net with different names on it. And that can be kind of a fun visual aid piece as you're building your business. But really it comes down to, if you want to build ambassadors, you need to build relationships. And relationships are the key for the business. The more relationships you build, the more successful you're going to be, because you're going to help these people be successful with their products, be successful with the business, help them lose weight, help them achieve their dreams. And that's really how we can change the world with Relive. And that's what's so exciting about Relive is, there's some companies that you can make some money. There's other companies where you can get some sort of result of one way or the other, maybe have a cool gadget or something. But with Relive, we not only get to change people's lives, we get to change their lifestyles. And that's just a really exciting thing. You want to stay engaged to what's going on in Relive. There's a phone number that you can text right now that's for the Fit for Life Challenge, and they'll give you updates on that. And that starts, I believe, tomorrow. And you can connect with the emails. There's calls, there's webinars, there's blogs, social media, text. There's the podcast. Don't miss the Tom and Tina show. You can win. They're always sending off little trinkets and stuff that you can win as you're listening to the podcast and you're doing the trivia question at the end of it. But make sure you're engaging and connecting with that, because that's where the announcements are made and that's where exciting things happen. And then set goals. And don't set goals that are too comfortable for you. Set goals that are going to stretch your thinking and stretch your comfort zone a little bit. But review the road to PD. Know where you want to be on that road to PD. And then as you stretch your thinking, stretch other people's thinking as well, so that they can go a little bit further. Because so often the biggest limitations we have are the ones that we set on ourselves. And so if we can help ourselves get out of those limiting mindsets and help each other stretch a little bit further and a little bit more than maybe we do on our own, that's really where we can change the world. And that's really how we take this company of, $260 million and take it to $1 billion company. And that's really an exciting thing when you think of the possibilities that come for every person who's a leader on this call to build their business in a positive way that changes the world in an even more positive way. And that's a great thing to get behind. Know what it's going to take to make key director in however many months if you're not there yet. And if you are there, know who's going to be the next key director in your organization. Help people reach that key director level and reach that level that they're going to start really seeing what this business can do and how it can change the world, because it really can. And then you want to just start duplicating it. Duplicate. Build a business that you want to see duplicated, and then watch as this thing just takes off. And there's no surprise that it's a circle, because these businesses just roll when you've put it together. And then be asking yourself constantly, who's next? That's really what this game is about, is looking around you and saying, who's next? Who hasn't heard about Relive? Who can I bless today? As we bless more people, they're going to bless more people. Not only are we going to change the world in a positive way, because definitely we need more positivity in the world, but we're also just going to build a business that's going to be lasting, that we can share with people. We can will forward 2 generations. And so we're not only changing the world for today, but we're changing it for our families for tomorrow. And that's just a really exciting thing to do, I think. So as we wrap up training today, I encourage you all to be thinking, 1, who's next? And then who today? That's the second question for you to ask every day. Who's next? Who today? And let's really go out, change the world, and really show them the blessing that we know Relive to be. Make it a great week, everybody.